What is going on, YouTube? It's currently 10:22 p.m. right now, and I am recording super late today for the trade recap because I had a lot going on today. But we are ready to get this shit started, and I'm here to give you guys a trade recap. I wasn't gonna do it, but then I said, you know what? This shit's every day. I did take a trade, so I'm gonna do the recap for y'all. No cuts. Let's get straight into it. So let's drag my damn. Hold on 1 second. Boom. Boom up here. And boom, let's get straight into it. So going over to the market today. Let's move on over to 9:30. And today, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty textbook. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it was really, really easy. Thing is that I did mess up, and I'm pretty upset about today, just because things didn't go the way that I wanted them to go, because I had issues with Alpha Trader. Alpha Trader is complete garbage. So I'm gonna focus on trading Trade of 8 from now on, even though I'm trading like 4 different platforms. So that's why it's a little bit difficult for me, and that's something I definitely have to adjust myself with. But for right now, we're gonna be okay. So first things first, we did have a going into the market just to look at what the market has been doing. Basically, we've just been moving upwards and moving over to close the market open. I'm basically just looking at closer draws on liquidity. So first things first, what I'm going to mark out is I'm going to mark out this. Actually, let's go over here. What I'm going to mark out is I'm going to mark out this a data high right here. Could have been from a Trump tweet. So we're going to go over here, mark data high. And okay, that's our data high. Now we also want to look for other draws on liquidity. So if we click on the higher time frame, we want to look for equal lows, equal highs, anything like that. Let's move on over to equal highs, equal lows. Boom. So we open up here. 1 minute. I'm not too worried about that because I'm pretty sure that market open is just going to take that out regardless. So I don't really care about that. Now let's move on over to, say, the 5 minute. Okay, we have nothing really right now. We go to the 15 minute. And let's see if we have anything. And boom. If you look closely right here, you have a green line right over here. This is our equal highs right here. So this could potentially be the daily objective, which is eventually you're going to trade to it. Sometimes you can hold for this amount of time, but I don't really like to hold for that long. I like to take my piece of the pie. But this is definitely what I would call my objective of the day, just because the market's been pretty bullish, as you can see. And we also went down, and we haven't really rebalanced this range yet. But I did like those equal highs. The market never usually leaves those and then just drops. The market is always taking out those types of key levels. So now that we have those equal lows marked and those data highs marked out, basically all we're going to do is we're going to wait, sit on our hands. Just in case, let's go ahead and mark these. You have 15-minute gaps all around the board right over here. So we're going to mark those out. And then we're just going to let the market do its thing. So now right here, it's 9:18, and we're going to closer to the market open. One more candle. All right, this is the 9:30 candle right here. Boom. Pretty big candle. And obviously already you can see rejection. So just in case, we're going to move on over to the 15-minute. Nothing in the 15-minute. Move on over to the 5-minute. And we're already tapping into this 5-minute gap after we swept the intermediate high that was inside the gap. So this is potentially giving us a good draw to come lower after taking out that intermediate high. Now, what I would look for here, since we do have equal lows right here, not this one, because clearly this one was taken out. So we have equal lows here and here. Those are the two equal lows I'm looking for. And just because this is the lowest low of the range, I'm going to target this low right here, because we have a bunch of low resistance liquidity. Low resistance liquidity is just when the lows are stacked together, when they're never taken out. You have one low here, here, never taken out. This is called low resistance liquidity. Super easy to get taken out. The market is always going to these lows. Now, basically, all I would want is some sort of closure below this gap right here. So let's wait for the next candle. Boom, we pump a little bit, and then boom, we get our entry. Here's where I sold, take profit at the low, and then stop loss right over here up to where I feel like The trade isn't really prominent anymore. We're gonna wait, and boom, we barely wick out. And this, my friends, is where I got my break even. I took this first trade. As you can see right here, I would have gone break even just because we already took out those equal lows, and I'm just seeking out this low right here at 830. So let's hit confirm. Can I hit confirm? Boom. And what do you know? Boom. Immediately taken out. Super insane. It is what it is. We move on forward. The next A plus setup, we had two A plus setups. That was pretty A plus. The next A plus setup, we come up again and take out buy side liquidity. Super freaking prominent. We take out this high and we sweep the high again inside this 5 minute, creating a protected high. Boom. Let's mark out protected high so we can definitely see this to come lower. Protected high. And we still haven't taken out this low, which if you didn't know, this low is also the 15-minute intermediate low that the market loves going to these lows because this is where the market usually jumps from. Whenever we have this low, we have a gap with one wick inside of it. The market usually comes down to take out the intermediate low and then it continues to go higher. So that's basically what I'm looking for after taking out these highs. And all we would need is an IFEG. So let's go to the 2 minute. The 2 minute looks a little bit better just because that once we inverse this, we pretty much don't have any more gaps to tap into. So let's wait. Boom. That would be my entry. Boom. And boom right over here. And this is what the trade would look like. Let's put it above the body. And this trade I did not take because I was in the middle of having a crisis with Alpha Trader because I was still in this short and I was never able to cancel it because the website wasn't freaking loading. So I had to submit a ticket and it was in the middle of this entire setup. So I wasn't really focused on what I was supposed to be doing. I guess that's my fault for tilting, but shit happens. Whatever the case may be, another A plus setup. I did not take this one. And of course, this is the one that smacks. Super, super A plus. Easy as hell. Super easy day. And just to show you guys those equal highs I showed you guys earlier. Eventually, we delivered to those after we moved a little bit lower. And boom, we completely wreck those equal highs. The market literally always goes to that, ladies and gentlemen. But that is it for tonight. I did film this a little late. I had a bunch of shit going on. I literally broke my computer, so I had to re-download every single software. That's why this is literally my first day with my new computer. So I had to download all the software. I had to get everything together, but I still got this video delivered to you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's CPI, so I am probably gonna post some content about that. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless, stay safe, and stay busy, y'all boys. Dale.